I'm looking at Hunter today, sitting behind Linda McMahon. Like, who's writing 97 hours of TV, bro? Like, literally, you're just going there and you're sitting. That's a full day of work. Yeah, bro, like, we wouldn't have been able to do that. Like, that's insane to me, bro.
What's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here with Vince Russo for another episode of Riding with Russo. Vince Russo, how are you, my man?
I'm all right, Dr. Chris. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you very much. All right, we got some wrestling to talk about.
Wrestling.
Is there anyone you could think of who used to say wrestling like that?
Wrestling.
The only person I could think of, I'm sure that there was a lot, but Gerald Briscoe. I've talked to him plenty of times. Gerald Briscoe used to say wrestling, and he still does wrestling. Like, talk about old school, good old boy wrestling. It still says wrestling that way. Yeah, because me and Jack, we used to do a little old wrestling back in NWA, and
That's because Jerry was the real deal, man. Jerry was a shooter, bro.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Both of the Briscoes were shooters.
Bro, they used to a lot of times, bro, because Jerry was such a, shooter, bro. There were so many times, like, house shows and stuff where they would send Patterson and Briscoe to, like, on Austin and stuff. Bro, so many times Briscoe tried to take Austin down with the knee. And like, freaking Austin used to do everything in his power to not crack up because Briscoe used to try to take him down like he was 20 years old. And Austin just used to lose it, man.
Love it. Any other old school just old school shooters you recall working with other than Jerry?
I mean, I don't remember him saying wrestling, but he had so many great other terms. Of course, is Dutch. My favorite Dutch term is good little hand. I mean,
of course,
that's my favorite Dutch world. But Dutch was very old school.
When was the first time you remember Dutch saying good little hand?
Like immediately, bro. Really? I probably when I started working with him in probably like 2002. Jarrett had some good old boy wrestling.
Oh yeah. Jarrett's good old boy, for sure, man. Yeah, what did you learn from like the good old boy style of booking and promoting that influenced you at all with more of the reality based style that you did in the Attitude Era?
Bro, the one thing in which I desperately needed, bro, they wanted it to look real. They wanted you to believe everything they was doing was absolutely real. They took great pride in that, and I needed that. I mean, I definitely needed that to get my stories across. But they took great pride, bro. They took great pride in a couple things. Number one, making you believe it was real. Number two, never hurting the guy they were working with, always protecting their opponent, and working together. I mean, they took great pride in that, man.
I remember Bret Hart. I mean, still to this day, he always talks about that. He always talks about one of like the golden rules of pro wrestling is, never hurt your opponent, but make it seem like, it's as real as it can get to the very nth degree. Like even with the punches, with the kicks, like he's real snappy. Like he's had such a snappy way of wrestling that you couldn't really, it was too late to see if the punch was real or fake because he did a really good job execute. Like he called himself the excellence of execution, and people don't really understand how much that made sense. Really, in hindsight, we see that he executed moves so well. And I know that, we talk about that nowadays as far as there's such a lack in that with the punches not looking real, the nicknames, taglines being so.
The kick out on everything. Nothing beats anybody. Yeah.
That's unfortunate, man. Do you think that pro wrestlers watch old tapes anymore like they used to?
They can't, bro. I mean, how could they? How could they watch old tapes and go out there and perform the way they do? I mean, I always talk to Al Snow. You know, Al's big on, bro, back in the day, you took your own bump. Your opponent didn't bump you. You took your bump. What that means, bro, is you were constantly in control of the movements and your bodies. You took the bump. Man, today you see these guys just throw each other around with like reckless abandon, man. Bro, I'm telling you, people don't understand. If you pull that back in the day, bro, that guy's waiting for you as soon as you go through that curtain. He is waiting for you, and bro, it's going to be on. There was a code back then, and it just doesn't exist today.
Yeah, talk about receipts, man. I mean, that was a big deal back in the day, man. All right. All right. I felt that one. You know, you're going to get a receipt for sooner or later. And I remember there's still some people who were still real big on that even to recent. I remember Brock Lesnar when Braun Strowman, clocked him, even though it was on accident, but he remembered that. And I was like, wham, clocked them back, man. Now it's not the thing anymore.
Chris, this is what I swear, like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, bro. Chris, when we were just writing Raw, every day was booked. Like every day. You were doing something Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You had a schedule and you could not miss anything with the show being every single week. Constantly, nonstop. I'm looking at Hunter today, sitting behind Linda McMahon. Like, who's writing 97 hours of TV, bro? Like, literally, you're just going there and you're sitting. That's a full day of work. Yeah, bro, like, we wouldn't have been able to do that. Like, that's insane to me, bro.
Let's go there for a second. Something you and I, we have these conversations a lot as far as just like, there's not a lot of people who kind of pick out subtleties and the nuances, but you and I do a lot. And one of the interesting things I noticed in that the hearing, that Linda had, she said, behind me is my daughter, Stephanie, and her husband. And I said, huh. And then after that, she said, and my son, Shane. Yeah. And so, like, I mean, when Lord willing, when my wife and I have kids and my wife was at some type of congressional hearing, she would say, there's my son. There's my daughter and my son-in-law and my other son. Right. And I thought that was really interesting that she didn't acknowledge Triple H as her son-in-law there, man.
Yeah, so. I'm just like, why is he there? Like, Shane, okay, Shane and Stephanie, I get that. I understand. Why is he there?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but it's there was a heckler there.
Whatever, man. Yeah, whatever, brother. Whatever, man.
And Stephanie's face when the heckler started yelling was absolutely hilarious. It was typical Stephanie. She tried to play it off, and then she did one of those. Like it was, hey, man, that comes with the territory, though. But I agree with you, man. Triple H being there. It's Thursday.
Yeah.
You'd imagine that there's some meetings going on within,
Bro, there's SmackDown tomorrow. Yeah. SmackDown is tomorrow. Tomorrow, SmackDown. Now, and I guarantee you this. While he's sitting there behind Linda, I guarantee you SmackDown will suck tomorrow. I guarantee you that.
And it's still 3 hours, right?
Yeah. Yep. Still 3 hours. Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot of content, man. Yeah. Lots of content. They've got this Evolve coming up too, about to come up in a few weeks. That's going to be a Wednesday show. So yeah, man, there's a lot of content. Do you think that with all this content, what's like this clearly isn't catering to any of the casual fans. How much more does the hardcore fan need to satisfy their obsession with
I don't
WWE.
know. Chris, I swear, I don't know. I don't know, because I know, like, Chris, listen, I'm guilty. Like, I'll watch, I'll sit down and watch like every Giant game. But Chris, like after 4 or 5 in a row, like I got to take a break. Like I constantly got to take a break.
Yeah.
And I don't know, bro. I don't know when too much is when too much is more than enough. I don't know. I don't know with these people, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, during college football season, college football came on all day Saturday, and it came on Thursdays as well, sometimes Fridays. And I would catch while I'm at the gym on like a Thursday. I would catch it while I'm there, hour of it, or something like that while I'm doing cardio. But I'm not watching football all night Thursday.
Well,
all
Chris,
day Saturday.
not only that, bro, you're talking about 6 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Versus all year. I mean, bro, that's a huge, because at least like, with baseball, I play a lot of fantasy baseball. Yeah. And I mean, there's always the light at the end of the tunnel. The season's going to end. Right. I know we're wound in. This don't never end, bro.
Yeah,
this just goes on and on and on. And man, when is enough?
Yeah. And college football starts late August and ends, late January. So that's only 5 months out of the entire year as opposed to 12.